Hello everyone, Rituro here, and this is my life in Silver League. My opponent today, a level 81 Silver Leaguer by the name of Ensovive. Ensovive we're going to go with. He is a Zerg player on the 3-spawn merry-go-round. Very nice map in the new season here. I do like it. This is much more recent than the previous episode we did. Actually, only I think a couple weeks old is this replay, which means I'm going to have to play a little bit more to get some fresher stuff worth casting here. It's not that I haven't been playing, it's just the stuff that I have been playing hasn't been exactly stream-worthy, let's say. So as we have here, me in the, looks like the northeast spawn here, as we call them northeast, northwest, and south. Is the blue Terran in the northwest, we have the red Zerg Ensovive, and let's skip ahead to the good stuff. Early Extractor here for Ensovive. So not necessarily a 6 bull, but going with the Vespene early. We could be seeing perhaps the quick application of Zergling Speed, perhaps going for Roaches, maybe some sort of crazy Muta play. But the scouting, now this is one thing that I have to get better at with this map, is I scout the wrong spawn immediately. Before going to the right one, I actually miss his scout entirely. However, I do end up finding him on the, I guess, first and a half try. So, ends up doing well, all well as ends well. I see the spawning depot, but oh, the spawning pool, but not before the drones quickly take down the SCV. That's the end of that poor scout. But I do, in fact, see, there it is. I see what I need to see, so I know what's going on here. Meanwhile, Ensovive scout gets as far as the ramp, and oh, he doesn't quite survive. Or I don't quite kill him, which is good for him. Don't go away, Zombie Waffle. We know you're online. The reactor coming up now for me to try and get some Marines on the table. I've seen the spawning pool, so I know I have to get more Marines on the field, hence the reactor. I've got my orbital command already up and running, full saturation on the 1 Vespene refinery, and more supply depots to make sure I stay away from the dreaded supply block. For Ensovive's part, he's decided that he does not want to get rushed any more than is possible, so he goes with his Spinecrawler on the defensive end, so good move there by him. Meanwhile, he just has the 1 Overlord. No Overlord scouting for Ensovive, which I'm sure, given a chance, he would like to maybe take that back and do it again. He's preparing for that that hatchery. Why wouldn't you? This is the Survivor drone. There it is. A good life for a Survivor drone being turned into a hatchery. The Roach Warren here on the way, so he is going to be using that Vespene for early Roaches, it looks like. It's not a bad idea. And with the scan, I do see the Roaches, so I know what's going on here. I know he's decided to go up for Roach. I can see the Spinecrawler. I'm using that to scan instead of a Mule. Not something I normally do. I would much rather have the Mules get the economy. But I was confident that I had the income to pull this off, and it ended up being a great play because I had that excellent read. I knew the Roaches were coming, and quickly switched over to things that could handle Roaches, like, for example, Marauders. And certainly it helps me decide that this barracks here is going to end up being a Tech Lab barracks instead of a reactor. Factory is done here, which is great. I'm going to actually try and scout again, I think, with this SCV. Yeah, there he goes. Going for another scouting trip. Why not? The first one ended so ignominiously. There's the Tech Lab on the factory, almost done there. Well done. Barracks still nothing on there. There's that Tech Lab, so we know that there are Roaches coming. More Marauders, good idea. Decent SCV count here on the main base here, actually pretty much full up, which means it's probably time to expand, though. Because I didn't play that Mule, and because I went for the extra production, I lack the ability to actually expand right away, which is gonna hurt me a bit. But I'm guessing that since I'm already at 400, we'll be seeing expansion sooner than later. Ah, there they are, 2 Roaches on the field. Meanwhile, the Scout has found himself once again in a horrible position, but I have found the second Crawler. I know the Queen is there and doing her thing, so I won't be completely caught off guard. Still no Overlord scouting here from Ensovive, though he does have, it looks like, more drones are on the way. 4 drones at a time, not a bad call, but I do have my siege tanks and Marauders in response because I do not want to be hit by Roaches. Meanwhile, at the front door, there are my troops ready to make some havoc here. They've actually creeped onto the, just outside the creep here, but now they move in. The army moves in, and to the hatchery they go, encountering next to no resistance here. There, the Roaches are like, do we want to get in on this? Do we want to get in on this? No, we actually want to run away. Good call by the Roaches. Let the hatchery go. The drones evacuate as well. Not fast enough to save that one, but it is enough. A little short stutter step here. And now I'm like, hey, what's the deal with this here? And sure enough, that is, despite the deceptive calm nature of it, that is the end of that hatchery. Down it goes. Out come the Broodlings, and the army runs away, and down goes one Marine. And I think that's actually it, actually. Buying time for the Broodlings to die. The drones actually have not gone to work, which I think is a bit of a mistake there by Ensurvive. You'd think you'd want to throw them onto the front line as quick as possible, but there are the advanced supply crawlers and a full complement of roaches. This is a good counter here from Ensurvive. He's lost the hatchery, but he has the roaches necessary. Even the micro here is not going to help me get through this fight. I should take down a couple roaches, but he's got a healthy supply there to keep things going. Meanwhile, on the lookout, I have a siege tank, which means we are back in business, baby. Down goes that poor Marine in a burst of acid. And this hatch, which has been rebuilt, is now being turned into Zerglings because he's got the cash. Why not get some ground troops on the field to try and surround the siege tank? It's a good idea here, but more importantly, these roaches are in a bit of trouble. And we have, it looks like, glial reconstruction here to help them get that movement speed while burrowed, which will be a good thing for the roaches. Spire is now being started here, which is an excellent idea. Get in the air and get some air superiority here against the siege tanks, or just in general. Because you know that Marauders can't go to the air. This is actually a good-looking army here for Ensurvive. Quick look at the tabs here. Army supply favors Ensurvive significantly in the early stages of this game here as we transition into the mid-game at the 10-minute mark. Though the worker supply does favor me. Here's a little bit of a scout to try and poke down the hatchery. Draw out some lings for the shots from the siege tank. Does it decide to unsiege or does it stay up? It stays up. Doesn't quite take down those roaches, but they are weakened. And here comes a Widow Mine to try and wall its way over, make something happen. Is he going to get a burrow? He does burrow. Will he be staying alive? Oh, the roaches could have got him there, but they decided to back out. Holding the Zalaga Watchtower is the remnant of this army, and it's definitely an army size that favors Ensurvive. He knows he can't go up because of the Widow Mine, but if he stays south, he's got this fight. Now, here was a gutsy play that I thought might have been cute, might have been effective, going with the command planetary fortress. Ends up not working, but more importantly, back at the main base, we have our 3rd and 4th starports up and running. Tech labs across the board here. 4 barracks, 3 tech labs for those extra Marauders. The expansion is done. So I've got, and of course the engineering bay now down here working on the +1 weapons. Got siege tanks, more Marauders on the way here. There are the Mutalisks from inside. This is a good tech switch by him, going from roaches to mutas, knowing that I do not have the capacity to actively take them down. I don't have Vikings, I don't have a heavy Marine count, so this is the right play. And here come the roaches, though. They have managed to find that Widow Mine and take it out, thanks to help from Mr. Overseer here. They move in. I'm going to get a couple of quick shots here from the help behind the 3, taking down 1 roach there. It, too, actually, because of the micro on the weaker one, but it's not quite enough. This army will be defeated, and more importantly, I am forced to cancel out on the planetary. The mutas have shown up as well. Muta roach, going to be a heavy-hitting combo here. The army falls back. Do I know that there are roaches? I know something's up here, so I've got the Marines coming up just because units are good. Dropship as well. Do I have any missile turrets? I do not. I do have Widow Mines. Widow Mines be they got 1 turret. 1 turret's good. Scares off the body of the Mutalisks. So they do take some pot shots here. And the roaches trying to walk up the front door are quickly taken down by that Marauder. Sieging up here are the tanks to try and stop anything coming up that ramp. Not have quite sight to do it. The Marauders trying to see if they can spot anything, and the Mutas opting not to scout around, staying with the army. Possible misplay there by Ensurvive. He could have swept around. But in the time that it would take him, I already had the missile turrets up and complete with 2 more on the way. 1 there and 1 higher up. So now the Muta play will be slightly stifled. Marines are coming out here as well as Vikings to try and counter the Marine play. Double Viking here from the starport now that the supply block has been lifted. Another reactor actually on the way to try and counter that. We do have a Banshee on the way here looking as well as Stimpaks. The burrowing. The burrowing! You know, Lair Tech is done here. So we have the infestation bit for Hive Tech as well. So Ensurvive not content to sit on his tech level, doing well to move up the tech tree. His second hatchery now up and running. In fact, he's got a proxy hatch going as well here because I can't blame him. He needs the units to try and bust this down. Hanging out on the high ground here to stop me from expanding closer. He probably could be a little bit more aggressive here. At least with the mutas, but he's not going to get a chance now with the missile turrets in play. This is well defended against the air, so I've managed to successfully counter that for a degree anyway. Enduring locusts are now on the way though, so which means we are going to be seeing some brood hosts or swarm hosts. They are horrible, horrible things, and I hate them so much. But we have 4 of them on the way. Not so good, not so good, not so good. Banshees now coming up with their cloaking, and Banshee cloaking just about done as I hit my supply cap again. Not doing a good job of building supply depots in a timely manner here, though I am at least spending my cash, which I think we've seen in previous videos. Sometimes I have a bit of trouble doing. Can't deny that. Meanwhile, more Marines, mass Marine coming out of the barracks here to counter the Mutalisk threat, as well as Widow Mines. I know it's going to be a tough ask with the detector, but it's something that can deal with a Mutaball quite effectively, is 1 or 2 Widow Mine shots. Supply depot almost done. There it is. Just as every time I hit the supply cap, I increase it, and then it's instantly taken back down. More efforts here to try and keep that supply cap going, although the supplies are more or less even here, 104 to 102. Third hatchery on, or third base on the way here. Fourth hatchery with the proxy hatch at the natural. More swarm hosts on the way here for N5. There's a scan. What do I see? I see the third. Do I see anything else? I think just the third there, and looking for other bases in other parts of the map. And there's the move here. Now we are moving out. We've seen the swarm host trying to take down the Overseer to give a little bit of advantage to the Widow Mines. Nothing doing there. Here come the Locusts. Oh, those Locusts, they can only attack ground though, so the air units will be safe. But that said, they are Locusts and they're horrible when we hate them. So that's the end of that. Meanwhile, the Widow Mine's gonna walk right up the front door here, bury itself. There's the scan, revealing what it needs to reveal. Shot on the Locusts is a good hit. And the Swarm will decide to get out of there. A little bit of cat and mouse there, getting rid of the last of those Locusts. Locusts so far been rendered fairly ineffective. Oh, but this is a dangerous spot for Locusts to be right closer to the Swarm hosts. Meanwhile, the units are going for it here. Can they bust this down? It's going to be close. It will depend on the timing for that Widow Mine hit. And oh, with the loss of that Overseer, actually resupply block there. For N5, though, he has managed to alleviate it. No production here for either of us. So hopefully, Michael, there's the Raven with the big detect. And the scan as well. Suddenly, the Swarm hosts are in all kinds of trouble here. They decide to boogie on out. Reinforcements have shown up. 20 Hydralisks on the way. That's how you counter. Oh my goodness, 20 Hydras for N5. He has moved to a completely different tech switch. Mass Hydra, never a bad idea here, but I counter with my own units. With no detection on the field, Hydra won't matter if I got Banshee. There's a scan revealing the Swarm hosts again. Down goes one. Will we get the other? There's a land from the Viking. Good micro for once for me with the Vikings, and it picks up before the Broodlings can show up. Excellent job there. Is down. Goes Swarm host. The Muta's down as well. This army's starting to look a little bit weaker. Though Mass Hydra, always a problem. Down goes the Viking. Down goes the Raven. The Banshees are still cloaked. No Overseer in play. I believe, is there a stim? Yes, there is a stim. It's not going to be enough, though. The Hydras are backing up, which gives me a few quick pot shots here. Just enough to fend off this ball of Hydra. 2 Overseers, 8 more Hydra. Proxy hatch, pumping at units with the inject larvae from the Queens. And this is still anybody's game, though. I have a decent-looking army advantage. The question is, can I bust down the Hydras before the ball of them show up? Good scan revealing nothing out of the ordinary. Here come the reinforcements. They're on the move command, though, on the rally. Not where they want to be. You don't want to be going all spines blazing. Spines, guns, sure, we'll call that. There's a stim there from the Marines. Down go the Hydra. The Hydra ball's been defeated. The Muta and Overseers are down as well. The Queens are going to fall shortly thereafter. There are plenty of larvae on the field, and Sub does have the resources. Does he decide he's going to go for one last attempt to counterattack? Oh, Tech has siege up. There's the mass scan, trying to find any other pieces, but it's not going to happen. N5 has been defeated through the awesome power of good reads and excellent production. You saw N5 put up an excellent fight there. Great tech switching, making use of the Hydralisk Den, of the Spire, try and catch me unaware. Unfortunately, was not able to make it stick. I would say he probably could have expanded. Once that second expansion was down, I think his first priority probably should have been to get extra expansions, extra hatcheries out there. The proxy hatch was a good idea. Unfortunately, just not able to get a good engagement, but that serves me well. I managed to get the production on the field that was necessary to defeat and survive. Probably could have gotten a third base at some point during all of this. In fact, I would say that was one thing I would take away from this is as I'm almost mined out at my main base, getting a third base ASAP would have been a huge priority since I am at almost complete saturation at the natural. So something to consider next time is getting that expansion a little bit earlier to serve me better during my life in Silver League. My name is Rituro. Thank you all for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, please make sure like or subscribe on YouTube, leave me a comment or a message on Twitch chat, and we'll see you next time.